Brendan O'Carroll, the Mammy. Agnes Brown is a formidable woman. By day, she sells fruit and veg from a stall in Dublin's bustling Moore Street. By night, she is wife to Redsa Brown and Mammy, nurse, teacher, and psychiatrist to her unruly brood of 7 children. Then Redsa dies. How Agnes copes with widowhood with the help of her best pal Marion, an unquenchable sense of humour, and the attentions of the lovely Pierre, makes this a memorable and moving account of one woman's life and of inner city Dublin in the late 60s. Hello, welcome to Book at Deb Time. Uh, Brendan O'Carroll's character, Agnes Brown, is probably now most well known as Mrs. Brown's Boys. Kind of a panto that's been on for many people feel it's since the late 60s, frankly, but is directly to a comedy, breaking the fourth wall, theatre piece, really just a vehicle for him to muck about in drag. And I've got to say, while it's not my cup of tea, it has its moments and it has a very loyal crowd. However, this, as shown in the photo here, is Angelica Houston playing Agnes Brown in a 90s film. So this is a 90s sort of print. Let's just have a look. While it's 60s Dublin, first published 1994. This edition, the film edition, shall we say, 2003. Much more dour, much more earnest in its own way. The humor is very bittersweet. Um, and I really liked it. I really liked it. It does give a portrait of a woman. It's ultimately basically a year in her life from her husband passing away to Christmas, dancing with Cliff Richard. The characters are strong, the characters are witty, the characters are sharp eyes. You can't deny the humor that goes into it. There's a point when she's in court and her and Marion are a phenomenal double act of misunderstanding just to make themselves laugh. It's it having said that, um, it doesn't really shy away so much from brutality. It's when she's in the court, facing up for slapping an arm with a cucumber. While it's absurd, it's also facing the fact that the power the church had and the sort of abuse in a number of ways. It doesn't have to be the most obvious or the worst just to be plain bad. Um, I'll hair lip you in a minute. What did you say to your brother? I didn't say anything. You must have said anything. I said, come on, Mark. Why is he so depressed? It's not me. It's his Willie. And the other children giggled. There is a giggle factor here in this throughout. She's a no nonsense character. But as I mentioned there, the everything from the fruit and veg stall to it's me, Marion, God, every day from Marion, who dies of cancer, and who Agnes can't really handle that. Neither can Marion's husband. But yet, I'd say it deals with the bittersweet. It deals with the fact that sometimes, in the words of Victoria Wood, you just have to turn the wireless up and carry on. It's not about denial. It's not so much about repression. It's just about the fact that this is a bleak life, and as such, the humor has to be sweeter for it. Her lads, her sons, and her daughter are all given their own little stories. If anything, this is a collective series of vignettes. Whether or not what two of them are arguing, and how about you have to buy a stick of licorice in order to see a girl's bum. As sort of childish innocence even permeates since it like, why are there hairs on my willy's mouth? Well, it's to keep your willy warm in the winter sun. That can't not be funny, you know? And it's just that sort of you've just got to have a certain defiance in this world when you've got a garda that will just have anything for you. Here we are. Here's a bit I was talking about. Madam, are you trying to mock this court? No, mister. Justice. Mr. Justice. No, mister. Just justice. No, Mr. Just Justice. Ah, when you talk to him, you just You call him Justice. Oh, thank God, because his full name is real long. I'll never remember it. Tell him he can call me Aggie. It's it's fun. It's fun, and there is that certain serendipity. That nonetheless, she persisted. The little moments where she is able to buy her son just, and again, these aren't great aspirations for the kids. They're not supposed to be scholars or poets by terms of parental ambition. Just have a trade. And yes, it did remind me of my mum when we finished school. For me and my brother Mycroft, was very, very simple: education or employment. But we were not signing on. We had to do something. But the one thing we were very advisedly not being allowed to do was sit around and scratch ourselves. We tested that. We came home and our bags were packed for us, and then we just found a job within a week, or plowed on with the A level applications. That's basically um, the 90s for us. Reading it and thinking of the fact that her daughter is pretty much not shy of my mum's age at the time of this book. The fact that my mum came here as a teen, um, already far off in the mid 60s, so I wouldn't really have had her life experience in the likes of Dublin, from Clare to there. But that pragmatism, that strength, and that need for the humor and that sharpness, I think, was just embedded um, in the national character. It had to be, and I emphasize it was embedded rather than something that evolved. It was about reaction as much as proaction, as my father himself would say these days. Um, Much of it is a slice of life you don't think about. Much of it is not just the reality of Irish life, but the reality of working class life at the time. The renting a telly, the turf, what she got in order to be able to keep the kids. Everything is given with a sense of getting by. And yeah, there is a certain for the grace of God, but there's also God helps those who helps themselves. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I plowed for it really quickly. Um, Everything is far from the fast that is in there to the wryness to the humor and the warmth from Mark, effectively by his own diligence and sense of responsibility, being able to extend itself by seeing as an example by Mr. Wise, a Jewish man who lives across the road from the turf pond where he collects every week, to be able to build his life. It's it's the idea that whatever happens, not only can you gain a better life, you must try. In the words of my mother, whatever you do, you have to strive. And with that, I'm going to strive to continue reading these books, putting off buying and actually taking in the world around me. And I think if that's anything I've learned from these already, that's not bad advice for anyone about anything. So with that, Brendan O'Carroll, the Mammy. It's book one in a trilogy. Don't let the sitcom put you off. I think it's very easy for us to knock those who've gone before, but we do sit on the shoulders of giants at the same time. Thank you. Like and subscribe.